Mortgage rates stayed in the high fives for the 30-year fix for residential real estate. Are Portland buyers jumping back into the market or still sitting on the sidelines? Let's take a look at the very latest stats and trends. Thank you so much for joining me for the very latest insights into Portland Metro real estate. I hope that you find this report informative. Of course, it would really help me out if you would like this report or maybe share it with someone who could use the insights, or maybe even consider subscribing to the channel so that you see more reports like this in your feed. Now let's take a look at the numbers. The average sale price is down by 4% from the previous week. That's kind of a big drop, but not unusual for this time of year in a typical Portland market. I've mentioned in the past that the highest average sale price in any given year is typically some week in May or June. Prices then typically decelerate throughout the balance of the year and start to pick back up the following February or March as we head back into our spring buying season. The informative stat for prices right now is the year-over-year comparison, and the average sale price is up by 5.7% compared to last year at this time. That is the second week in a row that we've seen a number in that range. Also, for the second week in a row, there was very little change in the number of homes that buyers had to choose from. That's in the week-to-week numbers. Compared to last year at this time, buyers still have about 28% more homes to choose from, but that number is shrinking as this year's inventory remains relatively unchanged at the same time when inventory last year was on the rise. In addition to that, both new listings and price reductions were down significantly from the week before. So let's talk about demand. The number of purchase contracts agreed to by buyers and sellers was up about 3% compared to the previous week and up about 2.6% compared to last year at this time. Those are pretty modest gains given the lower mortgage rates that we had this last week. I would have expected to see a bit more activity out there. Some of that may have to do with folks squeezing in the very last of their summer vacations, and probably a lot of that has to do with the upcoming election. Mortgage rates remained in the high fives. Not bad. One of the best price lenders, a big deposit bank that I follow, has been advertising rates between 5.75% and 5.875% this week. The Freddie Mac average for rates on the 30-year fixed mortgage, primary residence, came in at about 6.35%. So there's a big variety of rates out there for the 30-year fixed. Last year at this time, the average was clocking in at about 7.15%, considerably higher. Movement on the 10-year Treasury was pretty minimal this week, so I'm not expecting big changes as we hit the end of the week. As always, if anything happens on Friday before I post this report, I will let you know right over here. So what's around the corner for us? Well, we still have the Fed September meeting. Both the markets and Chairman Powell's remarks from Jackson Hole at the end of last week indicate that a cut is coming in the Fed's September 17th and 18th meeting. In the meantime, we still have a slate of trailing July and upcoming August inflation, jobs, and production reports coming out. As we've seen in the past, it only takes one or two reports that come in outside of expectations to send markets in a very different direction, up or down. So be sure to tune in here every Friday for the very latest in Portland real estate stats and trends. I will see you right here.